No, no, stick it in there. A little more. A little more. Oh yeah, that's it, yes. How does it feel? Intense. Nice. Yeah, that feels right. This is uncomfortable. Hi friends, it's me, KillshotKitty. I'm back again with another video. Today we're going to be continuing on with Hooked on You. If you remember in the last video, we're trying to get with Spirit, so we'll see how that goes. If you missed the last video, link is right there. Before we get started though, I'd like to ask if you could please hit that subscribe button. If you like the video, please hit that like button. And if you want to be notified for the next video, hit that little bell. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this. You open your eyes, the sun is shining, there's not a cloud in the sky, and you feel great, totally well rested. You're not even suspicious of the fact that you fell asleep by the campfire but woke up several yards down the beach. I'd be a bit suspicious. I don't know about this Ava in here, but wait, are you on vacation? Was yesterday nothing more than a strange dream? No, not a dream. You really are here for another day. Why? I have no idea. You're obviously a weirdo. Thanks, narrator. Speaking of weirdos, I see the rest of the gang is hanging out on the beach. This is definitely not a dream. I wouldn't rule out a nightmare just yet, though. At least they make for a sexy bunch, no? And talk about sexy. Here comes Trickster carrying coffee. Yes, please, daddy. Morning, beautiful. I thought you might like a nice cup of joe to start this incredible day off right. That looks like poison. That is definitely poison. Why would... Trickster seems suspiciously cheerful. I'm sure there's nothing nefarious behind his joyful demeanor, though. Everyone knows musicians are morning people. I also want to wish you luck. Today is an important one. Oh my god. My only regret is that it won't be a bigger part of it. What? Come back. Budgeting issues. Huh? Also, I'm just swamped with engagements, especially on the other island. Is it the nice island? Trickster winks at you. If you want to ask him how to reach the other island, now is the never mind, he left. What? Well, at least he brought me a cup of... No, wait, don't drink that! What the hell was that? They don't call him Trickster because he's good on a skateboard. He definitely didn't get that name because he brings people drinks so they can have a good morning. That was almost certainly not coffee, and I don't want anyone casually poisoning, imprisoning, and torturing you. Yet. Thank you so much, voice. Thank you so much. This is supposed to be a tropical paradise. The type of place you give a 5 out of 5, a 10 out of 10, 2 thumbs up review, 2, not an eternal prison of pain. And please make sure to leave a review. It really helps with the algorithms. Just trust me, I'm looking out for you. So can we please move on? Hey, wait a second. How did a possible omniscient, possible unreliable narrator physically just knock that coffee out of your hand? This is not a parliament, and the floor does not recognize the ocean to speak out of turn at this moment. I need no recognition, for I am the ocean. I dominate the land. I submerge those who defy me and become their watery grave. Actually, speaking of graves, I would like to say something of grave importance. Okay. Fine, go ahead. Even if this place is an eternal prison of pain, I'm not saying it is, even a place of extreme horror can still receive a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, thumbs up review if it was crafted with love and/or that's the type of thing you're into. You know, the ocean is right. A lot of hard work goes into a place like this. You should really judge it on the artist's intent. And whenever possible, start from the mindset of giving them the benefit of the doubt. Constructing these elaborate simulations, vacations, is not easy to do. What'd you say? A simulation? Is this not real? Is none of this real? Like in the game universe? It's all fake? Are we plugged into a computer? Sometimes there are some small bugs or inconsistencies, but that's just the nature of the process. Perfection is overrated. The universe is filled with mysteries. We have to celebrate those who venture to bare their souls as part of a creative process with the ultimate intent of making things of our enjoyment, not be overly critical of them. Are you two trying to sell me on the place actually being good? You don't have to say it like that, especially after I saved you from that poorly made cup of coffee. Sorry, we should have been here 5 minutes ago. They always do this on the second morning. Sad, really. And if they do, even if they do make some great points. Oh, sure, they make great points. I agree. Can we please move on? Yes, of course. Apologies, Ava. The last few minutes aside, have you been enjoying your time here on the island? Oops, that was Dwight. I keep getting them confused. They go back and forth so often. Yes, I've been having a lovely time. Yes, it's been really entertaining. Yes, I'm not suspicious. There's no option. Yes, I'm not at all suspicious that there's no option here. What an encouraging response. And we're so glad you're not suspicious. Hey, Claudette, maybe Ava isn't suspicious because they figure out what they're actually doing here? A 0 chance. They're still clicking, even right now, to see how you'll respond. Hey, look at that. Yeah, they don't know anything. It doesn't matter though, Ava. We're so happy to hear you're having fun. I didn't say I was having fun. We're all having fun, Ava. Do you hear us? We're all having fun. We do need to ask you one more question, though. We all had to sign away our rights to say anything negative about this place. Would you please sign this non-disparagement agreement? No. No, I will not say anything negative about this island. You have my word that I, Ava, agree with the terms of this verbal contract. Yo, this turned into like a Mass Effect type thing where you pick an option because it sounds like the right option and it turns out it comes out completely different than how you actually wanted to say it. That's exactly what just happened. Perfect. Delightful. Excellent. Yes, yes. Hey, Ava, it's still totally cool if you have constructive feedback. The place is to leave. The place to leave that is in a positive review, because we all know that nobody reads negative reviews of games or resorts like this. Anyway, I see Dwight and Claudette have gone into a trance, and with the grumbling I hear from your belly, that can mean only one thing. Breakfast. Perfect timing. Everyone rolls into the dining area to lard up those sexy little bellies with pancakes and bacon, and so much for maintaining these beach pods. We're all half naked in a tropical paradise. Can we get some strawberries here? A yogurt? Magic powers will only get you so far. Even killers watch their sodium intake. You take your plate and sit down, thinking about yesterday and the whirlwind of feelings you experienced. Danger, dread, disorientation. It was like going through puberty again, except all in one day on a beautiful and mysterious island. It looks like you're not the only one doing some introspection, though. Trapper stands up to talk about how his day went, in case anyone was wondering. Personally, I wasn't. I can't imagine you could make me any angrier today than you did yesterday, but I really hope you do. I really, really hope you do. Unrelated, anyone see where I left my cleaver? Please, sir, don't hurt me. Just kidding. I always know where my cleaver is. Well, that was bizarre. Back to your breakfast. Nope. Now Hunter steps up to talk about her feelings. At this point, anything could happen. I'm open to all the possibilities that the strange island has in store. How open-minded. Ah, well, that surely must be it. No one else would weirdly stand up during breakfast, too. And just like that, here comes Spirit. Did anyone sleep well? I did. Or should I say, did not. I haven't slept in 20 years on account of the whole burning quest for familial revenge thing. And last night was no different. So in that case, was exactly how it should be. Got a lot of reading done, though. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go back quietly, resenting being trapped here with you all, while looking cute doing so. Guessing Wraith has had enough time to work up the courage to speak in front of a group. Ah, perfect. There he is. Take us home, Wraith. Oh, hey. That was fun yesterday, huh? Yeah, I mean, not like too much fun. That would be weird. But like a good amount of fun. And now they're all looking at you expectantly. Wait, are you supposed to stand up and explain how yesterday made you feel? I think I need to process everything by myself. I see you all soon. Damn, what a power play. Keep on wanting more. You're getting good at this game. Sexy true to life experience. Shame you didn't get to eat any breakfast, but so be it. What if I'm hungry? After breakfast, you head to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yesterday was, in short, a lot. Before you get there, though, something catches your attention. You hear that? Who are you addressing, me? Well, yeah, I guess. That is okay, right? You know, I might be pursuing a relationship with one of these 4 fine killers, but feels like the person I'm getting to know the most is you, narrator. It's only okay in so much as it serves to illustrate that you've lost your mind, seeing how I'm not real and all. Yeah, I heard it this time. I think it's coming from behind the pool shed. No, stick it in there. A little more. A little more. Oh yeah, that's it, yes. How does it feel? Intense. Nice. Yeah, that feels right. This is uncomfortable. Now I want you to take that and put it right. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Just like that. Exactly like that. I swear I had no idea these two even do whatever it is they're doing. I'm afraid to look. Please say something so they know you're close by and can hear everything. Oh wow, look at this super cool bottle of Trickster brand suntan lotion someone left on a chair. Anyone know where I can buy some? Damn it! Aw, come on, a little privacy, please. Dwight is panting and Claudette has a crazed look in her eye. Sorry, I didn't know how else to let you know I was here and that I could hear you, well, you know. No, what? What do you think we were doing? You were doing... I don't know exactly what you were doing, but it sounded like, fun. You think 2 people trying to find new ways to kill each other in a desperate search to make their own death permanent is fun? Oops. We have 5 minutes to ourselves every day, and we spend it hoping if we stab each other in just the right spot, we won't get resurrected. I've come to believe that the key is finding the exact place we need to bleed out from, and I believe that place is our appendix. Why else would it be there? Makes sense to me. Did you actually think we were me and him? Dwight? You don't have to laugh that hard, they get it. My life is a nightmare, and yet somehow it's never been worse than right now. Let's go, lover boy. I noted all our entry runes, and our 5 minutes is up anyway. Good luck, Ava. You're gonna need it. And hey, if you figure out how to escape this island, please make sure your ghost tells us how. That was both a tragedy and a comedy. A crack midi. What a crack midi. Shut up, I like it. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah. You're heading to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yesterday was, in short, a lot. So far, today has been exhausting too. But you're dedicated to achieving a true, centered sense of calm. No drama, no bullshit, just soaking up sun in a heated pool. Today, you're on a date with you. That sounds nice. Ooh, I like that. I want to be on a date with me. Who would make the first move? And aside from that disturbing thought, all is going to plan until a shadow blocks your precious sun. Spiky tipped, like a palm tree is bending over to screw with you. But it's no tree at all. It's... Hey, babe. Breakfast was weird, huh? Everyone's just getting up and announcing how they're feeling. What's that about? Some forced kind of check-in with the group? I don't like it. Fishy. Kind of lazy. Whatever, though. Breakfast is dumb. No one should eat before noon or after 4 p.m. Yeah, I do intermittent fasting. You see my abs, by the way? Yeah. Maybe you can see them later on my private stage on the other island. You know, IP Island, where all the Hollywood celebs hang out if you play your cards right. I could give you a private show. Catch you around. His abs are amazing. You gotta give him that. And the blow-up fat, threatening but adorable, makes for an interesting silhouette. Genius design. He's a psychopath just like the rest of them. You don't gotta give him anything, and we're not best friends. Just because we had a little talk about doing a little talking is not an open invitation to go smashing the fourth wall every 5 seconds. Okay, now that guy's gone and we've got some ground rules established that we're definitely going to abide by, it's time to lay back, take some deep, slow breaths, and nope, another shadow. These people will not leave you alone. Let's see who it is this time. Who is it? Oh, it's Spirit. That checks out. You two have gotten pretty cozy. We should get out of here. I know a place that brings a bit of welcome darkness to this tropical nightmare. Best of all, I'm the only one that seems to know about it, so we won't be bothered there. I don't even know why I'm telling you, really. It's my private spot. But I guess I've got a feeling that you'll appreciate it the way that I do. Not like these other killers. They don't get me. But I'll get them. Oh, I'll get them, and I'll get my father too, and I'll punish him for what he did to my mother and me. Spirit radiates a menacing aura, waving her sword around in the air as she threatens, well, the entire universe. It's scary and more than a little hot if you get turned on by menacing. I kind of do. Look, all this time on Murderer's Island has both got us a little confused about things. I'm choosing to lean into it. I'd suggest you do the same. You've seen her get mad, which is probably enough to scare you into compliance. But you've also seen that there's a more sensitive side hiding within her. Which one do you think will win out? You consider her offer, but before you can decide if you want to go off with Spirit, the Huntress interjects. I guess you could go off with Spirit today. She seems pretty cool, actually. I think if we weren't here on this island vying against each other for your attention, we might actually be friends. We might have something, though, you and I. I couldn't let you go off to her goth lighthouse without speaking up first. Yeah, I know her secret spot. I see everything through the holes in this adorable mask. So my offer stands. We can still hang out today. Plenty of room at my cabin. Wink, wink. It's pretty cute that Huntress thinks she has to say wink, wink out loud. The mask barely even hides her face. Tough choice. You weigh your options quickly because you can only go on one date today, and you also don't want to get hacked to pieces for saying the wrong thing. It's always good to remember that these are all cold-blooded killers. But you know what they say, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. And then die a horrible, retching, writhing death after drinking it because the lemons were poisoned all along. Is that what they say? Sorry, this island has really got me tilted. So who will it be? Of course, Spirit. I gotta go with Spirit. You've made the correct decision, but know this. Just because you picked me doesn't mean I'm going to slobber all over you like a dog, understand? Well, of course, You've still got a lot to prove to me. I want to believe that our connection is real, but I've been hurt before, literally, with a katana. A katana that I now wield in spectral form. You feel me? Because you will feel me if you try any of that macho trapper crap. Yeah, I feel you. Before you ask Claudette and Dwight to clarify, I'll just let you know that yes, it's too late to change your answer now. Oh. You and Spirit arrive at the coast, overlooking the black lighthouse. It's old and decrepit, but still impressive. There's something magnetic about it. You can see why Spirit would be drawn to such a place. You look Spirit up and down and notice that she's wearing all black, just like the lighthouse. I'm noticing a bit of the theme. Is black your favorite color? Black isn't really a color at all. It's the absence of color. It's a void. Like a black hole. A place that swallows light. A dying star. Damn. Now that's dark. You're confident that Spirit will vibe with this, but Spirit doesn't really care for science fiction. Not the type with spaceships and lasers anyhow. She's much more into the type of strange adventures that kick off right here on Earth. Earth, is that where we are? You wonder. The lapping waves on the shore of the coast set a romantic tone. The fog that surrounds Spirit everywhere she goes blends perfectly with the mist rolling up over the rocky shoreline. She's at one with this place, and so are you. Peace doesn't last too long, however, as the lighthouse lets out an eerie howl like a monster dying. A spiraling black light stretches out across the sky. Spirit has to yell at you just to be heard. Oh yeah, it does that. The light and sound recede, and the two of you sit in silence. Spirit lays a towel down and then pats on it gently. Clearly she wants your company, so you oblige. When you do, she takes out some sunscreen and hands it to you. You're not exactly sure what to do. Is this an invitation to get in a little hands-on action? What else could it be? Now we're talking. Thanks. Now we're talking. No thanks. I'll just say thanks. Thanks. I forgot to bring my own when I lost my memory and fell into the ocean. No problem. I figured as much. Spirit turns away while you slather lotion all over your body. You need any help reaching those difficult spots? You see a hand float around your back. Sure, why not? Spirit's hand on her back is ice cold, but she has a soft touch. When she's done, she takes care of herself. You watch as Spirit apply sunscreen to herself in the most unique way by floating her own hand around her back to spread it on. Comment on her floating hands ability, say nothing, ask about the shards of glass sticking out from her. I'll do the glass. So if you don't mind, what's the deal with all those shards of glass sticking out from all over your body? You really want to know? You're not creeped out by them? You're not creeped out, just nervous because you know the answer might be very personal, but she's a person you want to get to know. I was just thinking about what you must have gone through to end up like that. It had to have been horrible. It was worse than death. At least death ends eventually, but I wouldn't want to forget it. It literally made me who I am right now. Truth is, I could put all of these bits of glass that are stuck in my flesh out right now if I wanted to, but I don't want to. Each shard is a reminder of what my father did to me and what the world did to him. That's why I refuse to play the universe's game. I hate the idea that I'll be forced to succumb to pressure the way he did in the end. The way that fear and anger filled him up and then came bursting out. The way his misery flooded our home and drowned us all. Yeesh! It's hard not to think about revenge. The dragon inside me, it's doing to me what the world did to him. I have to fight it. Even though it gives me strength, I must maintain control. You're stronger than he ever was, I'm sure of it. I appreciate that, Ava. I suppose a little help isn't a bad thing. In life, in love, this world is a lot to endure alone. Maybe I could use a little assistance reaching my delicate toes for a bit of lotion. You know, having your body contorted into these vengeful poses, it really does a number on my joints. It rubs the lotion on its skin. Okay. Not bad. Perfect. Not bad. Oops. You missed completely. Well, I suppose that the lotion made it to where it was supposed to be going eventually. And you weren't too incredibly wasteful. I'm not a woman who believes in rushing through things just to get them done. If there is a next time, I'm sure you'll do it even better. You look up at the lighthouse, its ominous dark form hovering above this moment between Spirit and yourself. Evil as it clearly is, in this case, it does you a solid by blurting out another ominous moan and burst of black light that rescues you from this awkward silence. Davy Jones? From seemingly out of nowhere, an ancient-looking ship appears in the water. It glows, itself a thing of death, a spirit of a ship that once sailed these seas centuries ago. A tattered black flag whips in the air. A tattered black flag whips in the ocean air above the ship as it careens toward the shore. Before crashing on the rocks, it must have been drawn in by the lighthouse. You hear the distant shouting of sailors as the old wooden ghost ship breaks up and sinks into the water. Oh right, it does that sometimes too. Oh right, it does that sometimes too. Should we, do something? Nah, the sharks will take care of it. Within a minute, the ocean is quiet again except for the waves. Note to self, hungry sharks. But these time-traveling pirates, or whoever they are, you're half sure you saw one of those skulls and crossbone flags, aren't the only ones drawn here today. It's Wraith. He was emerged from the palm trees behind you. I didn't come here to break up your date or something. I came here for that. Huh? Wraith points to the lighthouse. It is indifferent to his intention. It's a lighthouse! Of course it's indifferent! I've been seeing it in my dreams, shining its strange light on me. I can't avoid it. Through woods and walls, nothing seems to stop it from reaching out to me. Duh, it's a haunted lighthouse. It does that to everyone at some point. You're no more special than me, those dead pirates, or that mermaid I saw washed up on shore that one time. Ew. Mermaids, by the way, aren't even close to as beautiful in person as they are in movies. More sea witch than underwater princess, if you get my drift. It's all part of a vast conspiracy, an epic river of lies that runs between the island, or something. I'm pretty sure I figured it out. The basics anyhow. If you come with me, You can get cut. Spirit waves her katana, nearly trimming a couple buttons off of Wraith's tropical top. He takes the hint and backs away a few steps slowly. For the quiet guy, he never really shuts up. Okay, be that way, you'll see. Alone at last, tension broken, deathly moans quiet, and Wraith vanishing back to wherever he hangs out. You scooch closer to Spirit, breathing in the damp, foggy air that seems to emanate from her. It's not quite clear how that whole fog thing works, but you don't even care. You're feeling this moment. Spirit seems to be feeling it too. She starts to adjust her robe, and you get a peek at the bathing suit underneath. For someone who seems intent on proving how little she cares about what everyone else thinks, she put a lot of work into getting into that suit. It's got straps for days. However, you're so focused on what's happening with Spirit, you don't see the next interruption coming. And Claudette and Dwight burst in on you and interrupt whatever you were doing. It doesn't seem like they were worried they'd bump into much. We're here to make a very dramatic announcement. Well, technically, we're here to invite you to join us back at the beach, where we'll be making a very dramatic announcement. It's hard being the producers and the hosts. Aren't survivors supposed to work in groups of 4? Yes. When you arrive at the beach, you realize you were set up. Despite promising an announcement, Dwight and Claudette simply stand quietly. This isn't at all what was promised. Wait a minute, there's no announcement here. But there is. Me. You got mud in your ears, friend? I told you to get lost. Don't you see? Lost is what I am, and so are you. But I know the way out. I've got a map back in my secret lair, literally and figuratively. Yeah, I know the difference. That's why you should ditch Spirit and come spend the rest of the night with me instead. Huh? You've got a secret lair? Damn it. You said anything? Who said anything about secret lair? I said I've got sap in my secret hair. There's a flap on my secret chair. Don't change the subject. Huh? Don't ask me what he's talking about. You're trying to make a mess of the first nice day I've had in I don't know how long it's been because it's not even clear what year it is, but in a while. I'm not about to be ditched for the likes of you. It's not me messing things up. Like I keep trying to tell you, it's this dang island. I've come to accept a difficult truth. What's happening here, well, I'm convinced it's our fate. It's not anyone's decision. It's simply the way it will be. There's no use fighting it. What would you even know about fighting? All you know is hiding in your spooky little secret hair and crying like a baby while ringing your little bell. So don't tell me what I can and can't fight back against. I was born a fighter. A dragon lives inside me. I can't not fight, even when all I might want to do is hide. Don't you see this giant hat? It's a metaphor. If I do have a fate, my fate is to win every fight that comes my way. Got it? Folks? Oh, you hide. I've seen you hide. You do your phase walking routine. What do you call that? It's basically cloaking, and we all know that cloaking is a type of hiding. Folks? You cloak. I don't cloak. I'm not a cloaker. I phase walk out in the open. You just can't see me. Yeah, I have no idea what they're talking about, but this sure sounds like some video game community forum thread minutia. If there ever was such a thing. Not that you know about that either. It sure doesn't seem like Dwight and Claudette are about to stop this, so it's on you. Ahem. I think I was brought here to make this choice, so I'm going to do that now. And I choose Spirit. When it comes down to it, neither of these two seems easy to love. I mean, damn, Spirit literally has broken glass shards sticking out of her, but she has a certain charm to her gloom. Spirit and I were actually having a nice time. Besides, it's my fate to end up on this island. Well, to hell with fate, really. And don't take this the wrong way, Wraith. But the amount of awkwardness you pack into a single day, no wonder you're so skinny. All that second guessing yourself must burn a lot of calories. No offense taken. It's, yeah, okay, it's true. I can be a little awkward, I guess, sometimes. Right. So I'm gonna stick with Spirit. Spirit breathes a sigh of relief. I've got enough revenging to do without having to kill you and Wraith too. Let's go. Spirit walks you around a corner to show you something that she discovered in this place and knew she was meant to be connected with her journey, a cherry tree. It is just a small sapling, but has begun to sprout flowers. It doesn't make sense to see a cherry tree here in this place. It also doesn't make sense to see a ghost in a black bathing suit, so you just accept it. As Spirit steps up to the tree, a cold breeze pulls down some petals. I love cherry blossoms so much. A cold breeze pulls some petals off and some cascading through the air around the both of you. Do you know the meaning of the cherry blossom? They're beautiful, but also quite symbolic. Of course, like all good symbols, their meaning is pretty complicated. What do they mean to you? For many people, being among cherry blossoms is like being at a celebration of life. People travel great distances just to be near their vibrant beauty. However, as beautiful as they might be, they aren't magical, they're simply flowers. They quickly die and fade out, and for this reason, they are also a symbol of the fleeting nature of life, of our fragile mortality. In a way, it's the specter of looming death that calls attention to this special moment, to see and appreciate life. How does that duality make you feel, Ava? Empowered, frustrated, unsure. The knowledge that life and death are a cycle has always given me peace. Accepting the fleeting nature of life, like the beauty of a flower in bloom, allows me to appreciate the moment without being too hung up on what comes next. As you explain, Spirit's face begins to look sad to you. You're not sure why. It's not the happiest topic, life and death, but why should that matter? And then it dawns on you, Spirit has been trapped in this ghastly state of death with no hope to cycle back, no rebirth, her moment of blossoming life long gone. That scary time of death and decay that comes after the good part, that's Spirit's eternity. I feel like an idiot. I wasn't talking about you. I wasn't even thinking about you. You just answered from the heart. I can't let that bother me. Our priorities are not the same. I have my mission. Once, the fallen cherry blossoms represented the souls of samurai warriors, those with noble characters, those who did not fear death, those who were killed in the greatest sacrifice to honor their emperor. Their lives were short, but their purpose gave them beauty. Those warriors saw death coming, but they never despaired. They spoke and faced it. They held their swords and struck down their fear. But despite the samurai spirit that lives on in me, in my noble bloodline, my life has ended, but my death continues to stretch on. The cycle is frozen. This cherry tree, it's not real. Those petals fall, they soon replenish. It's as if they were installed here by someone. You watch as Spirit chooses her words very carefully. By something with no respect for the balance of life and death. We're sorry to interrupt. You know we don't believe you, right? Yep. But this time we've got a really good reason. And it has nothing to do with us being manipulated by an unseen force, because that's definitely not happening. Nobody accused you of that, but okay. We're just here to tell you that it's time for dinner, silly. Get it while it's hot. I guess it's time to go, or whatever. Thanks for spending some time with me today. I enjoyed it. Me too. I did enjoy it. What a fun day you've been having. I can see it written all over your face. You're shining. And that's not just the remaining anxious sweat from spending an afternoon courting a psycho killer. No, you're really feeling this whole romantic experience. Don't worry, I'll keep your dirty little secrets. But enough gentle ribbing. It's time to get back to business. All the appetizing singles have arrived for dinner, including Trickster. Wraith is here too. We're not going to do the gag where we cram them all on screen at the same time again, so just believe me, they're all here, and they're just as sexy and demented as you remember them. With your love on the line, everyone is being very careful not to offend you by saying the wrong thing. Congrats, by the way, on getting this far. I'm as surprised as you are that these four are falling for you. No, not because of your personality, but because you met them yesterday. However, since Trapper seems like the biggest long shot to end up holding onto your heart, he throws caution to the wind and speaks up. It's a pretty small consolation prize for being the least loved killer on Murderer's Island, but hey, letting them have this one moment in the spotlight is the least we can do, and heaven knows they won't do any better than that. If I'm dining solo, I'm eating what I want and you're all eating it too. Lamb shank, rare, salt, pepper, no sauces allowed, and serve it with one single piece of broccoli so Wraith won't complain. I like broccoli. Gives me horrible gas. Oh, I don't like that. Buddy, wait till you smell that rare lamb. Buddy, wait till you smell what rare lamb does to my bowels. It's awesome. Dinner will be served shortly, but certain power brokers would like to know about your day. Would you like to share your day with the rest of your group? You had an interesting day, that's for sure. But how will you describe it to the others? Say too much or too little and it could affect your standing with the group. Okay. But don't just sit there saying nothing. Nothing is not an option. Be coy. Gush about your date. Be coy. It really wasn't a date. More like two people avoiding everyone else and choosing to be alone, but doing it in a relatively close proximity to each other. That's exactly right. Couldn't have not said anything of value better myself. Spirit is clearly happy with the way you portrayed your date. No surprise, she doesn't like people getting to her business. That's exactly why I did this. Dwight and Claudette bring out dinner. Everyone eats in silence. No one trusts anyone now, and they are all very tired. Oh wait, No, sorry, that's a dreary supernatural horror thriller set in Antarctica, not a charming parody dating sim set in undisclosed tropical paradise. They talk about 30 Days of Night? I don't know. Bony appetite. Don't you mean bone? No, almost everything we serve has a lot of bones in it, even the vegetables. Impossible to avoid on this island. Everyone eats without speaking. Tensions are rising, both of the sexual and deadly variety. When everyone finishes, Dwight and Claudette come back to clean up the table. They linger around you as they pick up your plate, take your napkin, and dust crumbs off of the table. What would you like to say to the servants? Should I thank them or ignore them? Would the killers want me to ignore? I'll think. Your top-notch service is much appreciated. In fact, here. For us? Just for doing our jobs? Thank you kindly. Everyone, if you would please be so kind as to follow us to the fire pit, we'd greatly appreciate it. We've been told something big is going to happen, something that will change everything. We can go willingly on. You can go willingly or you can go unwillingly. You have no choice. Tough cookies. Did you have a choice on how you said that, dweeb? Yes, and I immediately regret how I did. Good, something needs to change around here. Fire is rebirth. Fire illuminates the soul. I hope the fire isn't too smoky. Smoke hurts my eyes. I have pretty sensitive eyes. I'm also horribly afraid of it. The fire? I mean, not my eyes, because of the childhood trauma involving fire. And finally, everyone starts moving towards the fire pit, if only to get away from Wraith's complaining. You take a seat on a comfortable log, feeling the fire's heat against your skin, and wait for other killers to take their places, wondering who will want to tell a story this time. Will narrator tell a story? I bet they've got a stunningly creative mind. Hey, you think? Are you allowed to simply place thoughts in my mind like this? Doesn't seem fair. Everyone makes their way in, but something unexpected happens. Nothing happens. Something almost always seems to be happening here, so nothing is probably not a great sign. Huh? Oh, cool, and now everyone is looking at you. If you want to see how she's looking at me. So, you know, do something. Should I pick someone to tell a story? Or we could play charades? Boggle? Well, we were actually thinking, why don't you tell us a story? Wraith points his spine and skull staff thingamajig at you. You duck out of its way. Who knows what that thing can do? Probably shoot lasers. Try not to bore us. We're just very interested in you. Don't speak for me, Huntress. Now you can't tell if you're warm from the fire or if it's your nerves heating up. I know that the fire is right here, but maybe if we stop talking about it all the time, we can start to pretend it's not here and doesn't, you know, threaten to burn us all alive. He's not supposed to hear me. Get out of here, Wraith. Ava was about to make an important decision about telling a story or not. Fine, I'll tell a story. Sure, I'm game to tell a story. I hope it's a mystery. Okay, so what type of story do you want to tell? Romance, adventure, or action? Action. Here's an action-packed yarn for you lot. The time I got into a bar fight. The group is interested. They lean in. I'm all ears, and I'm not talking about the bucket of them I have on my boat. Why do you have that? You crack open a beer by smashing the bottle cap off of the nearest rock before starting. I'm at the local watering hole, powering up with my regular 12 beers before I slay at the pool table. I'd be out after 2. 12? 12 seems excessive. Slay is good. Steely Dan blasts from the jukebox. The bartender's tip jar is filled to the brim. I pound the final pint and smash the glass on the counter as I demand shots for the entire joint. The patrons cheer for me. I am their god. Suddenly, I hear the telltale revving of engines outside. Motorcycles. The saloon doors swing open. Wait, it's a saloon now? And in walks my arch nemesis, Big Slim, the giant of North Toledo. He sounds sexy. Thought I smelled something acrid from Akron after I hopped off the hog, Slim says with a sneer. I get up from my stool, the gal behind me rubbing my shoulders, revving me up for my inevitable fight. Long way from home, aren't we, Slim? What are the fine people of Elm Street going to do without someone to sell them someone's second-hand cufflinks tonight? I taunt him. He strokes his oily beard. This story has a lot of specific geographic references in it. I have a perfectly good job at the pawn shop. Why are you coming at me like that? Slim yells. That's fair, I scream back. Why do we even hate each other? I can't even remember. Something about me cutting you off in traffic, but it was a misunderstanding, Slim yells. Well then, let's hug it out, I say, tears started to well in my eyes. And we made up. What about the bar fight? Oh yeah, we got in a real blowout fight later that night. Really yelled our proverbial heads off, but it was just an argument about whether you should say pop or soda. We all know it's soda. Come on! I gave up headlining at Coachella for this? Spirit laughs hysterically. Probably laughing at you, but it's a laugh you're ready to accept. That sure was a kind of story, technically. Okay, that was not a very good story. I don't mean to insult you, but it was actually quite bad. Sorry, but this narrator keeps it real. We can't just end there. So who else would you like to hear a story from tonight? You look from killer to killer, trying to decide who might be the most entertaining. So I'm doing a spirit run. I'm gonna do all spirit. All spirit this run. I suppose I could tell a story. I don't really want to, but anything I say is sure to be better than whatever you get out of anyone else in this group. Like all good stories, I stole this one from someone in the past who is dead now and can't do anything about it. It's called The Bride. Technically, I suppose the fiancé. One winter, a young couple decided that the next spring they would be married. The two were madly in love and could not wait for the snow to melt, so they could join in matrimony and unite their souls for eternity. Per the latest bridal trends, they decided to have their wedding ceremony at the edge of the woods by a beautiful, shabby, chic farmhouse. Together, they spend months planning the details of the wedding. The two created invitations, figured out seating arrangements, and tasted 100 cakes before settling on the perfect one. They chose Lilikoi, by the way, so fancy. When it came time to figure out the decorations, however, the bride, the fiancé, I guess, since she wasn't actually married yet, wanted to take the lead and set the style. After all, her boyfriend has been wearing cargo shorts and open-toed sandals for pretty much their entire relationship, so he was definitely not to be trusted. Having decided on such a lovely, natural setting for the ceremony, the fiancé decided that she would create unique floral arrangements from the local wildflowers that surrounded the farmhouse. As soon as the sun rose on the first day of spring, she set off into the woods. Each day, she spent hours mapping out where the best blooms could be found and prepared to pick them herself the morning of the wedding, so that they'd be the height of their freshness and beauty. Enamored with the incredible variety of flowers in the woods she surveyed, the bride, the fiancé, since they had not been married, became obsessed with knowing just how many there were so that she could choose the absolute best. When the fateful morning of her big day finally came, the fiancé told her husband-to-be that she had one final errand before the wedding. Excited for the ceremony to come, she dressed in her beautiful white gown and set off into the woods to gather flowers. Treading carefully, she followed her route, selecting only the best stems and collecting them in a basket. However, when she came upon a once familiar clearing, something was not to be expected. Somehow, it was more beautiful now than it had ever been before, and just on the edge of her view was a new bush filled with blossoms so vibrant and colorful she became dizzy just looking at them. But the fiancé ignored her sudden spell and pressed ahead, scooping up flower after flower, and every time she did, she noticed just further ahead and possibly even more beautiful blossoms. Carried by the sweet fragrance of spring air, the bride, the fiancé, crept farther and farther into the woods until she turned a corner, stepped over a mossy fallen tree trunk and realized she had been here before. But this wasn't the clearing she remembered, or at least not how she remembered it. The flowers were suddenly overripe, decaying, falling from their stems into festering molding piles on the floor. Where bees had been, now only flies buzz. Where the scene of flowers had once intoxicated her, the odor of mildew now made her sick. She turned and looked back, but the path was dark. Into a shadowy glen she walked and walked and walked. That day, as guests gathered at the farmhouse, the fiancé was nowhere to be seen. Her friends, her family, and love began to look for her, but to no avail. They searched the pasture, the tree line, and into the forest, but there were no beautiful wildflowers or young lovers to be seen. Just old dead trees, trampled vines, and moss-covered rocks. The fiancé stayed a fiancé for eternity, always wandering, looking for fresher blooms to clip, but never finding them. Distracted by a never-ending search for perfection, unable to see that you are loved for who you are. Out there all alone, I thought it was beautiful and sad. Just like someone we know. How was story time? A lot of people like to take pot shots at sequels, but I think every good story deserves a follow-up. When you think it's the end, the sequel is almost never as rewarding as the original. That's why I'm much more of a fan of the episodic style of storytelling. Knowing it's a series takes a lot of pressure off of any individual installment and builds a greater sense of community between audience and creator. Tell me, Ava, if you could delete any sequel from existence, what would it be? Don't answer that. We don't actually care. We're just here to make sure that we seamlessly move on to the next segment of the evening. I don't know. If they actually wanted me to answer that, I honestly, I don't know. That's such a good question. Every game series that I really liked the first game to, I ended up liking the sequel to. Okay, maybe. All right. So I'm a huge Banjo-Kazooie fan. And I loved Banjo-Tooie. Nuts and Bolts though I didn't get really into. I guess I could say that. It was okay. I just didn't really get into it. All right. Yeah, we'll go to that. God forbid my small talk get in the way of a romantic Twilight moment. Dwight, I'm going to need you to shut your yap trap. You know that we need to get back to that thing we do whenever we're not on screen. Whenever we're not on screen? Okay, you have fun tonight and try not to wink wink end up dead. Why do you say the words wink wink out loud? And what kind of double entendre are you getting at with the end up dead thing? Dwight is physically incapable of winking, not since the accident. And you do know that all of these people are despicable criminals with double-digit kill counts, right? Well, except for Spirit, she really doesn't belong here. She's strictly a victim, not a perpetrator. No wonder she's pissed. Did I hear somebody trash-talking Spirit? Deal me in. What do you say we take this talk to the hot tub so I can soak this bod while I roast the ghost with some killer hot takes? Please, enough talk of burns. Things that are lit or getting blazed. It's enough that these activities have to be set next to a literal fire. Must I be surrounded by figurative flames as well? What if we turned and ran as far away from this place as we could, just you and me? On those spindly legs, you'd probably tire before you got too far. If it's running away to someplace more secluded Ava is after, it should obviously join me. Have you seen those legs? Pure power. Not that my walk speed really reflects my giant stature, but that's because I choose to move slowly for stealthy reasons. It's my own choice, and it's completely logical. Why is everyone so obsessed with comparing themselves to each other and creating drama? I'm so over all that. Don't you get it? Society wants to trick you into fighting with each other so that corporations can swoop in and sell you fake solutions for all your fabricated problems. I'll be sitting in the shade and drinking something locally sourced while thumbing through a public domain novella printed on recycled paper because I refuse to play their game anymore. It's like she's actively trying to be as unappealing as possible. Does it really turn anyone else on or just me? Please stop, Trapper. Despite Trapper's insatiable appetite, it seems his attention, along with the attention of everyone else, is still on you, for the moment. If you could, I don't know, just pick one of us, maybe we could all move on with our lives, or, you know, some special projects we might have going on. You heard him. Who will it be? Who will you head off with for an evening activity? I'm just saying, you may not get a ton of chances to date around like this before your time on Murderous Island comes to a close. And no, I'm not satisfied with that name either, but with the streaming reality TV dating show boom happening is pretty much all that wasn't taken. Which killer will you pick? And yes, we're back to excluding Trickster because, ugh, that guy. Don't be jealous of Trickster. Spirit? Oh, you picked me. Yay. Sorry, that was rude of me. I despise phoniness, so I should be honest with you. You make for interesting company. I love the idea of winning over these other killers at all costs, even when I hate the game and the prize. But I had a long day. Floating, subverting expectations, grinding my teeth as I imagine sweet, sweet revenge. It takes a lot out of me. So don't stop bringing your A game, all right? It might seem like I hate everything, and getting to really know who I am is an impossible task not worth trying, but too bad. You won't know unless you search deep inside yourself and bring everything you've got. Or just say the exact right thing at the right time and melt my cold heart in an instant. I don't know the rules here any better than you do. See you at the bar, I guess. So did she not want to hang out with me? You arrive at the bar to find Dwight and Claudette both holding cocktail shakers, surrounded by a bevy of bottles for assorted boozes. Who's ready to get wasted? Well, I don't drink, so not me. You really don't drink ever? Is that like because it will just fall out of a hole in your stomach thing? Or I don't drink alcohol because alcohol is poison of the body and the mind, and I don't need to act like a fool to have a good time thing. Then why did you choose a mixology lesson as your romantic nighttime activity? Everyone knows this kind of day is just an excuse to get loaded up on booze and make terrible decisions. It's true. Not a single person has ever learned anything at one of these things. Wait, now that's not true. You learned how to tie a cherry knot in a stem using only your tongue. Whoa. Who ordered the soda with a splash of my private business, because that's off menu? Well, I know what I'm drinking to forget tonight. Mixology is a real thing, and it doesn't require alcohol to be interesting. I'll have you all know that I worked at a restaurant before I was violently executed. By your father. On whom you will have your bloody revengeance. Right. Well, so be it. How about you, Ava? Do you drink? Oh, I'll stay sober for spirit. I've got the impression that tonight will be a night I want to remember perfectly, so I'm going to pass on the alcoholic drinks. Here. Alcohol is a false escape. Besides, it's not like sober people can't have fun. You watch a spirit picks up a plump cherry and roughly stabs a little plastic sword through it. Cherry juice splatters everywhere and little fruity guts flop out onto Spirit's lap. Oopsie. One of the upsides of wearing black, it hardly shows stains. No take-backsies. Was the no take-backsies because of a certain type of liquid that can leave stains on black? My god. So, lovebirds, what drink shall we make? Fancy beer, zombie, Bloody Mary, or a dark and stormy? How about a dark and stormy drink for my dark and stormy date? Okay, that one is cute. Please allow us to demonstrate how a dark and stormy is made. First, rum, or in this case, rum extract and a bit of apple juice is poured over ice. And then fresh ginger beer is added in, garnish with lime wheel, and drink. The end. Do you think you're up to the challenge of replicating this recipe, Ava? Replicating rum substitute and ginger beer over ice? Don't forget the lime wheel. Rum substitute and ginger beer over ice with a lime wheel. Not sure I appreciate your tone, but yes, you got it. You're a natural. A sassy natural. You and Dwight might have more in common then. Don't you dare. Spirit seems to be in a lovely mood as she sips her dark and stormy. She's not even rolling her eyes at your petty behavior. On cue, a literal dark storm begins to make its way in from the ocean. You taste your own dark and stormy as you watch the clouds approach. It's quite refreshing. Isn't this fun? Honestly, it's the most drama-free fun I've had since I got here. And since you picked a simple but delicious drink, we've got plenty of time left to relax. Want to make out a little? Huh? Yes? You breathe in a sip of your drink and immediately begin coughing because you can get a yes. Before you can get a yes out, lightning strikes a palm tree on the beach and immediately starts a fire. The activity ends abruptly as Claudette and Dwight usher the two of you away from the bar. This is BS! Absolute BS! The heck? Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and end this here so we can make this like a shorter video. But we're gonna continue on with this later this week. I'm very excited to see if me and Spirit finally get that makeout sesh going. We'll see. We'll see. One can only hope. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. You're amazing. Hit that subscribe button if you liked what you saw, and that like button. Hit the notification bell if you want to be informed on the next videos. On top of all this, I do stream on Twitch. If you ever want to catch any gaming live, you can go over to my Twitch, links down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
You are watching